Yes, welcome back to episode 8 of South Coast Supremacy, where we have 3 games left of the season, and still nothing is guaranteed. Yes, welcome back to episode 8 of South Coast Supremacy, and as you can see on the league right in front of us, there are 3 games left of the season, and I'd love to say that with our 7-point gap that we had going into the last episode, that we went on and had a nice consistent run and put it all to bed. But as you can clearly see, that isn't what happened. One of two things is definitely going to happen today. We're either going to win promotion in the next game or two, or we're going to completely throw it away and we're going to find ourselves in the playoffs, which will obviously throw in an extra episode of this season. But there is a chance that in the next game we do actually gain promotion, according to the news. I assume because it comes down to things like goal difference, maybe. But let's just have a quick look at how we got on between the last episode. I mean, there wasn't much of a gap between the episodes, as you could see. Obviously, we played Port Vale and Forest Green, obviously losing one and then winning one. We then went on and had an absolutely atrocious game against MK Dons, losing 7-0 at home. I have no idea what happened there. We were absolutely abysmal at every opportunity. Possibly the worst game we had on the season. I have no clue what happened. And the players knew I wasn't very happy about it at all. But as you can see against Morecambe in the next game, we did kind of recover ourselves. I was a little bit concerned about our goal difference, but obviously with that 5-0 win, we managed to just really take the damage away to basically make it a 2-0 win. We then went on to win Shrewsbury, only 2-0. It was a pretty comfortable game, pretty comfortable result. And then in our last game, where we could have really probably had the chance to put things to bed, we then had another dismal game against Oxford. I know we only lost 1-0 and they are 5th in the league, but we had to do better. So here we are with 3 games to go. In one of these 3 games, we're going to secure promotion, or we're going to bottle it. So the reason why I chose to come back for the Accrington game, one is mainly because obviously if results go a certain way, we can guarantee promotion today. So obviously I didn't want to miss that. I didn't want anyone to be missing that. And 2, the game is in fact against Accrington, who have just officially confirmed relegation from this division. So you'd like to think this is a straightforward win and we go straight through. But I mean, you've seen this season with the Portsmouth team. I actually don't know what is going on with this team. It's either one way or the other at the moment. So going into the game against Accrington, the lineup is a pretty familiar lineup with a Gilvey on the left, Raggett and Morrison in the middle, Poole on the right, Griffiths in goal, with Doherty and Pack in the middle, Vidru just in front of him, Springer on the left, who is still having a very good game, Scarlett up front, and we've brought in Curtis on the right, as in obviously Owen Dale. He's played well for us and he's done well, but he seems to be very injury prone. He comes back, does well, and then just gets injured again. So we're bringing in Curtis because Karoma is not really doing that well himself. Let's not wait any longer. Let's get into the game. Let's try and put this game to bed. So we've done at least our bit, and hopefully results go our way. And at the end of this, we can secure ourselves a promotion. So as usual, it's just a basic highlight to start the game. Nothing special, which is a shame. But what I am going to do, let me just pause this 1 second. Let's put the latest scores up there. So, I mean, it is a bit of a stretch that we guarantee promotion today, because obviously we are looking at the Sheffield Wednesday game, which I think, if I can see just on there, they are playing at home to Exeter, who are in fact below even Accrington. So the chances of us winning promotion today are very slim. But you never know. We could do is Curtis in. Can he get rid of it? Yes! That's what I'm talking about. That's who I probably should have been playing on the right hand side the whole time. We have got Curtis in. We have been patient with the ball, and we've reaped the rewards. Well, that's the start that we wanted to the game. 8 minutes in, it was, well, about 6 minutes in, and we're already 1-0 up, which I don't think it secures anything, but it's nice to put the game to bed early on. Has anything happened there? Have we been given a penalty? We, in fact, have been given a penalty. Can we put this game to bed early on? Straight in the corner, no doubt about it. Bottom left-hand corner. Didn't even doubt Scarlett. I mean, why would I after the season that he's had this season? I am concerned that doesn't even guarantee we get the result, though, because the basis on the way we defend this season, I mean, nothing is guaranteed. That was nearly the exhibit of what I meant by nothing is guaranteed, even at 2-0 up against a team that's already been relegated from this league. Let's just have a quick look at how things are going in the rest of the league. I know it's only 20 minutes in. Sheffield Wednesday are still 0-0. That puts us... I mean, a third place so far, we are only 4 points clear. So that doesn't guarantee anything going into this game. We are going to need quite a few favours to be winning this game, to win promotion today. This is definitely a one-way traffic sort of game, which usually results in them getting one chance and one goal. Story of the last few episodes. But he's Scarlett again. Oof. I mean, it would have been nice for him to put that to bed, but again, 9 chances, 6 on target. I mean, I could say, you know, we are 2-0 up, but I feel like could have at least get... Oof. Please don't make a mess of this. And just as I think I did notice, which I will have a look in just a moment, I think Barnsley are in fact 2-0 up in their game, which pretty much guarantees that we can't guarantee promotion today. Let me so yeah, Barnsley are 2-0 up, which puts them 4 points behind us, which means we can't realistically gain promotion today anyway. And there we are in fact at half time. It was a quiet end to the half, nothing really went on. Nonetheless, we go in 2-0 at half time. Very happy with the lads. Let's just get this game over and done with going into the second half. Well, this is definitely a very quiet start to the second half. We're on the 64th minute, and this is the first highlight just coming up now of the second half. I don't really know if anything's going to come of it. I don't really mind too much if the second half does fizzle out. As long as we get the result, that's all that really matters. But we are keeping the ball really well, doing some good football, making some good passes. That was a great ball there for Vidra. He should have realistically done better there. But he has started to come good towards the end of the season as well. Had some crucial moments for us. And considering he's considered quite a selfish player on here, he has got a very good link-up play. And he knows how to make a good run. And there we go. I think that's pretty much the game to bed now. Adds Vidra with his third goal of the season. With a lovely run. Our left back showing everybody how to put a ball into the box. Can Vidra do something with this one? Can he make something happen? Oh, there's Springer with his 10th goal of the season. As I turned around and said, he has had a fantastic... Bearing in mind we didn't bring him in until January. He has had a fantastic half a season with us. And he is one of those where if I'm able to bring him in on loan next season, that's something I definitely will consider. And there we have it. It is full time. It is Portsmouth 4, Accrington Stanley 0. And as you can see, we have not yet secured promotion, but I think that was pretty much guaranteed. But I think that was pretty much confirmed before the game ended, with Barnsley result being quite conclusive in their own game. Nevertheless, here's the league table with 2 more games to go. We are now, was it 3 points clear? So Sheffield Wednesday must have gone on to win their game. They did, a 94th minute winner. So there's not even a guarantee. So as long as we better Sheffield Wednesday's result in the next game, we guarantee promotion. Hi guys, welcome back to the next game against Derby in just one moment. There is a bit of worrying news going into the last 2 very, very crucial games of the season. That one of our best defenders is basically out for the rest of the season. What that does mean is that his time at Portsmouth is officially over. As you all know, I have kept you up to date with the fact that the club and the fans and the media have all pestered me about giving him a new deal. You know, he's the best in the club, blah, blah, blah. And I get what they're saying. You know, he's a consistent player. His star rating's pretty good. And I'm sure the reports saying, you know, he's going to be a good League One player. But he's 35-year-old now. He's injury prone. He's on 4K a week, which I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but it is. I'd rather just take the risk. He can help us this season, hopefully get out of this division, and then he can go on to do whatever he needs to do. I know people are going to be gutted about it, and probably, I'm sure he'll have a few more comments about it. I mean, just let me know in the comments down below. Do you agree with my decision to let Morrison go? Was it too soon? Am I being too harsh? Is the risk worth taking? I mean, we're going to find out if the risk is worth taking, but feel free to let me know in the comments down below your thoughts and feelings. But nonetheless, let's get on with the game against Derby, which is in fact away from home. This is a team we're going to go with again. Pretty much the same team as before, with a Gilvey, Robertson, Raggett, and Pull. Obviously, no Morrison in there, so Robertson there. In fact, what I am going to do, I'm going to put Pull in the middle, which I may regret because the last time I did that, we lost 7-0. And I'm going to put Rafferty on the right, Gilvey on the left, Griffiths in goal, McEachran and Pack in the middle this time. Instead of Doherty, he drops to the bench. Vidra in front of him, Springer on the left, Dale on the right, and Scarlett up front. And hopefully by the end of this game, we are out of this division, and then I can start panicking and worrying about the fact that I've got no players going into next season. Right, let's kick off the game. And a bit like just in the last game, I will put the highlights. I will put the score and the results on the right-hand side. Let's just have a quick browse as to who we're up against today. I mean, what we need today is Sheffield Wednesday to not win and for us to win. And they are away at Shrewsbury. They are 7th in the league, Shrewsbury. And they are obviously Shrewsbury at home. So, I mean, there is an opportunity where today we can secure that promotion. I mean, I think as long as we win today or stay 3 points clear, it's pretty much guaranteed anyway with the goal difference. But it would be nice to put that to bed today and not have to take it to the last game of the season. That's not the best start in the results elsewhere because we have actually dropped down to 2nd in the league. With Ipswich going ahead in their game, we dropped down to 2nd. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to be devastated if we finish 2nd as long as we get promoted. I quite frankly couldn't care less. Winning the league is always nice. But let's be honest, just getting out of this division is more important. Sheffield Wednesday game is 0-0 as well, though, as you can see, obviously, on the screen, which isn't too bad. But worryingly, in our game, there's not really been any highlights. It's been rather quiet. I've got the ball here, though. Can Vidra do something with it? I mean, don't say Scarlett's injured. Please say that's not Scarlett. Oh, it is Scarlett injured. Oh, God. No, what is going on with this season? The team have just completely broken towards the end of the season. We were looking solid to get through the season, at the end of the season, quite comfortably, and we've just fallen apart. I don't know if he recovers from this. We're going to have to do something magical here, like. Come on, can we at least get a goal before half-time? I really don't want to take him off. I'm reluctant to take him off at half-time, I'll be honest. We need to do something about this. So we are at half-time. It was a rather worrying and poor first half. Realistically, when it's a crucial game that we need to be winning and guarantee promotion. It does look like at this moment in time we're going to be going into the last game of the season. A nice tense end to the season. I mean, everybody's falling apart. The players are getting injured. But I think the best thing to do is to encourage them. Hopefully they'll relax and we can get after it and get the result. I'm going to try and keep Scarlett on for a little bit longer. And hopefully he's not too injured. I mean, let's face it. If he gets badly injured, he's only got one more game to go. Surely Bishop can do something in that last game of the season. But with the amount of goals he's got this season, I'm reluctant to take him off until I really absolutely necessarily need to. Come on. Oh. We are dragging our feet over this line here, and I don't even guarantee to get over the line yet. Oh, what again? Again, in 2 minutes. 2 really close chances. The Sheffield Wednesday game is still 0. I don't know what that means for us in terms of, obviously, goal difference does play a part in it. We are pushing it. So looking at that so far, unless we do win this game, we don't even guarantee top 2 at the end of this game. We really are making a meal of this. I have, in fact, made an absolutely shocking decision going into this game. I assumed that Kobe Bishop was on our bench. And looking to it, looks like he's not on our bench at all. Which is just an absolute nightmare from my part, but it's my own fault. So, in fact, I have had to jig things around a little bit. I have pushed Vidra up top, brought McEachran in his position, and then brought Doherty in McEachran's position. Something needs to change. We need to do something to try and get this result. I am going to make a change there as well and see if we can get this result. We have got a highlight here, though, of Gilvey and Poole. Doherty back to Poole. I don't really know what they're doing here. Can we get be a bit more direct? Oh, I mean, our ball retention is really not that great. And they've counter-attacked us. Can we do anything about it? I mean, there's a lot of things. If we somehow, and hopefully we will, get out of this division in this episode, we have got a lot of work to do in the summer, because I don't believe most of this team can possibly play there. Can we make some of this highlight? We are very wasteful with the ball. We don't really make very good decisions very often. And, oh, my lord. Can I just say one thing? If you look on the left-hand side of the screen, how many yellow cards? Oh, is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 yellow cards in the first 67 minutes for Derby? I mean, no wonder we're not doing very well. They're just kicking out the hell out of us. I am going to have to go attacking because I feel like this is a point worth risking. Because even if we draw, it doesn't make a difference. We were looking at the Sheffield Wednesday result of being an issue, but that looks like it's not a Sheffield Wednesday, and now, in fact, winning. This is not a good... This game couldn't have gone any worse for us. The only way this game goes worse is if we concede now, which, God forbid, this summer we don't do. I mean, let's face it, we have had a disaster of a game. It's been boring. There's been no highlights. Nothing really going on. We need to get our act together, and quick. And there we are at full time. And as it looks like we have still not secured promotion, we are making an absolute meal of this. Everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong so far. I'm not happy with you lot. I don't really know what you want me to say about that. You lot have been shocking. We've dragged the rest of the teams in. In fact, it's that close that we could finish first or fourth, in fact, by the end of the next episode. If you're looking at the schedule here, this just proves our point. We've won 4 of our last 11 games, which is just going towards a run at the end of the season. We have absolutely fallen off a cliff. And if it wasn't for the points gap that we managed to create sort of towards 3/4 end of the season, we would be in a lot more trouble than this. I don't really know what's happened to this team. They've fallen off a cliff. And I'm not confident going into the last game of the season that we guarantee top 2. So just another quick one. It seems like it's becoming a rather recurring theme between not just every single episode, but every single game. Before the last game, we had Morrison out for 5 to 7 weeks. Now we've got Cullen, who has, I know he was already injured, but now he's injured for even longer. So that's another player we can't rely on before the last game of the season. I'm not going to lie, this season is a train wreck at the end here. We are literally falling apart piece by piece, day by day. I mean, we're losing key players, we're losing key games, we're inconsistent, we can't do it. Nothing is going our way at this moment in time, and I really, really don't know how this season is going to end. Right, here we are for the last game of the very first season of South Coast Supremacy. It's been an up and down season, a bit more ups and downs, hence why we're in this position that as long as we win today, we get promoted. That is guaranteed. That's all we have to do is win our game, and we get that promotion. This has been a season of ups and downs. I've made some good decisions, bringing in the likes of Springett and Vidra in terms of transfer decisions. McEachran's been pretty solid. I've made some comical ones. I mean, Jefferson being the one that I've highlighted quite a few times to try and bring in the top scorer in the league and Scarlett, try and replace him. That was clearly a mistake on my part. The Pool at the back, I know I've only been there a few months, but I'm already feeling like that might not have been the best decision in the world. But I guess we'll see as we go into next season when he plays more week in, week out. But overall, I think it's been a really good season. Obviously, I have exceeded expectation going into the season because they will just try getting the playoffs. That is one thing that's already guaranteed. And we are on the last game of the season hoping to get promotion. It would have been nice to be in a position where we can win the League One title because, you know, it's always nice to win those things. But as long as we get top 2, we're going to end this episode in a very, very happy way. If not, well, we'll be back for the playoffs. Well, let's not wait any longer and let's get on with the last game of the season, where as long as, obviously, we win our result, we do get promoted. Let's hope we can do that. Let's hope for once we can win one of the under pressure games The one thing I will do though, because I did in fact forget to do that, is I will just go through the lineup. Not that you all don't know what the lineup is. Anyway, obviously with Swanson on the left, Ogilvie and Raggett in the middle, Poole on the right, Doherty and Pack. Obviously, I'm undecided between Doherty and McEachran for that deep line playmaker position. Obviously, we got Vidra in front of him, Springer on the left. I've brought back in Curtis on the right, and obviously we got Scarlett up front. But also equally as important, Colby Bishop is on the bench. So if Scarlett decides to fall over and hurt his legs again, we'll at least have a striker to bring on this time. I've got the ball here. Can Scarlett do something about it? Oof. I mean, that would have been a nice, comfortable start to sort of ease the pressure. They have, in fact, got a corner now, though, which is just going to panic me for the entire game every single time a highlight is going their way. Can we spring it a counter-attack, though? Yeah. Or are we just going to keep passing backwards? Nope, he's just going to pass it straight to them, and I don't know. Sometimes I don't know with this team. Can we? No. I mean, it's a nice solid start. Obviously, 4 shots not on target, which is, again, an issue for us this season. Barnes here losing, which is never a bad thing, because that means we are guaranteed in the top 2 at the moment. And Springer win it back. Can Vidra do something with it? Can he pass it? Can we go? 37th goal of the season for Scarlett. And what a crucial time to get it. 37th goal. Vidra made some great decision. Like I said, he's supposed to be quite selfish, but he made the right decision. And Scarlett, he's not going to miss from there, is he? He's got 37 goals this season. He was never going to miss. Big man for the big moments. But what that does mean so far is we are at the moment winning the league. And more importantly, we're going to get that promotion at the end of this game. Now, the problem is it's all right saying we're getting overexcited about getting ahead in the game, but we've got to see it through and not concede. That is a big save by Griffiths. Defensively, we have a lot of issues. I mean, it does look like Ipswich are winning their game. Like I turned around and said, it'd be nice to win the league. But getting promoted is the most important thing. Can we do some... Oh, I mean, that was a great opportunity, great cross and a great strike. And I think he missed, didn't he? So it wasn't necessarily a great strike. There's me talking about him not missing from that close, and then he goes and misses from that close. I'd really like us to get a second early goal to put this to bed earlier on, so we don't get any issues. Can we do? Oh, I mean, was the shouts for a penalty there? Maybe, but it was probably a stretch. Can we do something with these corners? I mean, we're not one for scoring many corners this season, but I'll take just one now. Will do nicely, if you don't mind, Football Manager. So we are Swanson there, going up there. And Springer, can he make something? Can we put this game to bed? No, we're getting lots of highlights early on. I mean, Sheffield Wednesday are winning as well. So realistically, we can't afford to not be winning this game. Another goal early on would be highly, highly preferred. Can Vidra do? Oh! I mean, that was a cracking save. I hope that one's not going to come back and bite us. Can we make... No, we can't make some of that. Nonetheless, it's been a fantastic start to the first half and a fantastic start to the game. We seem to be living up, obviously rising to the pressure there. Sheffield Wednesday have just conceded, so that takes it back to a draw. So that kind of makes us safe, but that isn't really the point. We win our games. It puts us into no doubt that we get our promotion. Can Scarlett put the game to bed? Oh, I mean, this keeper is having a blinder today. It's an absolute blinder against us. Which was just sod's law that it would be against us that they're having an absolute blinder. And we have still got the ball, and that highlight fizzles out. So there we are. We are at half time. We are 1-0 up. Probably should be more than that, but you know, I'll take any 1-0 up. I think I'll praise the boys because a bit more the same, and we should get at least one more goal. Wickham haven't really threatened so far, which probably means they're going to end up equalising. But let's just get on with the second half. We'll keep an eye on results around us, and hopefully we can't make a mess of it like we nearly did just to start the second half. I would just like to take a moment that there is one thing guaranteed this season. Obviously, the aim of the South Coast Supremacy series is to finish, eventually, be the best team on the South Coast, being ahead of Plymouth, Brighton, Southampton and Bournemouth. And I was just about to say, at the end of this game here, there's one thing that is guaranteed in the first season, that we're already going to take one team off the list. As you can see, Plymouth, although having a fantastic start in the first half to the season, very much fell off the cliff. Even after beating us, they fell off the cliff. They're not even going to make the playoffs by the looks of it this season. Nope, they can't make the playoffs this season. That's going to be the first team checked off the list in our South Coast Supremacy journey. There hasn't really been any highlights so far in this second half. This is the first one going in. Hopefully we can make some of it. It's been a very relatively quiet start to the second half. Can Springer put the game to bed? Is it to bed? That's 2-0 up. I'd like to be confident enough to think we can not mess it up from here. As things stand, in our first season, we're going to get promoted straight away. That is a lovely goal by Springer. Again, Scarlett and Springer, both lone players, have both been absolutely crucial for us this season. Marlon Pack with the assist as well. I imagine he's got a few to his name this season. It is a good job that we probably got our second goal. Because, as you can see, Sheffield Wednesday are back ahead in their game. Are back ahead in their game. Which means if we didn't go on to win this game, we would have in fact missed out on the top two. But now I'd like to think with only 7 minutes to go that second place is guaranteed to be ours. Again, I would like to win the league, but I'm not greedy. I'll take promotion over not having any of it any day of the week. I do want to make some changes, but I'm also frightened too. I really just want to keep it as it is. I mean, looking at Ipswich score, they are 3-1 up. So right at the end, we're not going to win the league this season. But as long as we get that promotion, as I've just mentioned, then we don't really care. We are in fact at 90th minute. I think that's pretty guaranteed now that there's no way they can come back with 2 goals this quick. Although I wouldn't count my chickens just yet. We do have another corner. He is wasting time and I absolutely don't blame him. And there we have it, guys. We won the game 2-0, which secures our promotion back to the Championship, which I'm sure has been a long time coming for Portsmouth, which is just the first step on our journey to getting this team back to the Premier League and back to being the best team in the South Coast. This is the first step, a very quick step and a crucial step, which means we can all be excited to be playing next season in the Championship. And as you can see from the league, it was a good job we did win our game, because any slip up today and we would not have got top 2. But that has been a close season. I mean, 2 points between third and first. But nevertheless, we are one of the teams in the top 2, even if we did literally crawl over the line with poor performances, poor form, everybody injured. We did crawl over the line, but nevertheless, we did get over that line to secure our promotion. And here we are, just with the email saying that the board are happy that I've done our promotion 1 year ahead. Springer is fine, but I don't think he's going to be here next season unless they let us have him back on loan. Ipswich are obviously crowned champions there. But more importantly, let's just have a look at the initial budget for next season. Obviously, that isn't going to look at things like, obviously, the fact that half my team are going to be leaving in the next month or 2. So I've got a lot of places to fill. So the more money we can get, the better. I'm not really expecting much money, I've got to be honest. That's worrying. That is very worrying. So our wage budget has it increased? Our wage budget has increased from about 103 to 150 because obviously we don't have the restrictions of the League One wage issue. But in terms of our transfer budget, we have £500,000 to replace almost an entire squad. I don't really know what the thinking is behind that. I mean, when I asked for more transfer budget in winter, they give me 1.5 million, so I was expecting at least that going to next season. So I'm not so next season, I think next season is going to be a struggle. I think next season's definitely going to be a struggle. I'm going to have to try and pull out some bargains from somewhere. Here is, I'll give you just a quick example of what I mean. This is on our next season. So as of right now, with no players signed, no loan players in, and all the players leaving at the end of the season, and because the ones I've wanted to keep are going to be already signed new deals. As you can see, next season we have 0 keepers. We have only a couple of centre-backs. And left-back's not too bad. But again, defensive, we've been shocking. So that's something I want to replace. In midfield, we have 1 winger who doesn't even play. 2 players in midfield there who's not very good at all, even though Curtis actually plays on the wing. We've got a couple of wingers. I mean, this is not a team to stay up in the division. These are players I needed to replace. I mean, look who's there now. Keeper-wise, you've got plenty of centre-backs, plenty of midfielders, plenty of options in attacking midfield, plenty of options in attack and on the wings, in Dale and Springer and Karoma. And they've given me $500,000 to apparently give them a team good enough to stay in the championship next season. I think we're going to have to look at the... I think you're going to find us signing a lot of free transfers going into next season. And just one more thing, guys. We have reached the end of season review. So I thought I'd just quickly go through that and to see what the fans and the board thought of my decisions this season. Let's go into the transfers. Obviously, Dane Scala is obviously going to be one which I didn't make the decision on, but apparently they feel they haven't given me any transfer reaction, but I guess it's probably because he wasn't my transfer. But look at that, 49 appearances, 37 goals, absolutely star of a player. They do believe my best player, my best signing of the season was Mati Vidra, bringing in on a free transfer. 3 goals, 6 assists in 16 games, that's not too bad. I mean, low wage, well, without having a transfer fee, it seemed like a good, solid signing. Looking at some of the others we brought in, as again with Springer, obviously that was always going to be I'd be surprised if it wasn't a decent rating again. 28 games, 10 and 8. Obviously, we actually got him for, I think when we brought him in on loan from Norwich, they accepted him for completely free, so we weren't paying a single penny for him, not even a loan fee. Let's have a look at the others. Regan Poole, they obviously feel like he could be a good player for us, and obviously a low wage and a low fee. Greg Doherty, and I'm surprised that was an A+, because I don't think he played as much as I was expecting him to this season. I think it could be the fact that I got him for relatively cheap. And in McEachran, who was a B-, and Cullen, that was a bad decision all around. I was looking to just replace someone in the squad to replace Jefferson, who went back. He basically didn't play. I mean, he played for, 7 times and basically didn't play, spent the entire time injured. I did have an option to buy, something I will not be taking up. But other than that, the worst one we've had is a B-, which I don't think I've done too bad in the transfer decisions. In terms of letting people go, is anybody unhappy? So they were unhappy about letting Tunnicliffe go. And looking at the season's expectations, obviously we did in fact get promoted. We had a relatively good season. I mean, that end of the season was quite painful, but we had a relatively good season. Losing 10 games. Obviously, we won 25, goal difference of 30. But I've only got a B+ for that. I think that's a bit stingy, but nevertheless, we'll let them off for that. Obviously, in terms of the FA Cup, I think we got quite far, didn't we? Yeah, we got quite far in the FA Cup. I mean, most of those games were replays. We got to the 3rd round against Blackburn, and we didn't do ourselves any harm in that game either. Carabao Cup, yeah, we lost straight away in the cup. That wasn't the best, but nonetheless, these aren't things I'm worried about. And same with the Papa John's Trophy. And our moments to remember, obviously, our big win against Morecambe, which came directly after we got absolutely battered by MK Dons 7-0. Match to remember against 4-2 Ipswich. I don't really remember that one. And the goal there is obviously by Scarlett, which is not really difficult because of how many he scored. In terms of the finances, nothing's really changed, obviously, because it is the first season. We are getting a new sponsorship deal with a little bit more money. Vidra was the top earner. And we have, in fact, which is bizarre for a club like Portsmouth, we sold 188 shirts. I find that bizarre that we only sold 188 shirts at a club like Portsmouth, at the size of Portsmouth, but nevertheless, 188 shirts. Vidra was the main attraction with Curtis Morrell, Dr. Pack. I do find it weird that Scarlett wasn't on that list, considering the sort of season he had. But this is the team of the season. Obviously, Griffiths in goal, Ogilvy, Raggett, Morrison, and Poole on the right. McEachran and Pack in the middle. Jacobs in front of him because obviously he played there most of the season until Vidra came in. Jacobs got injured, Vidra went in, and he never came back out. Springer on the left, which is impressive because he did only come in January. Obviously, no Karoma. Dale on the right, and obviously, without any surprise, Scarlett up front. There's not really any accolades this season. We did win a Manager of the Month once. I think we got most of those goals in the season, most assists in a season. Obviously, I know this is all new stats on here. Signing of the season, goal of the season. And competition awards. We didn't really win any competition awards. But there we have it. Portsmouth first season. The board seemed pretty happy with the results. Obviously, the end result of the season and the transfers. So now we are at the end of that with our nice little storyline of how we got to where we are. And we'll look forward to see what happens in season 2. Well, there you have it, guys. Just confirmed, obviously, on the screen in writing. Portsmouth promoted to the Sky Bet Championship. Obviously, this is the end of the first season of South Coast Supremacy. Obviously, the aim was to just hopefully get to know the team, get to know the club, see where we can go, see how quick we can get up the league. It is fantastic that we have, in fact, got promoted in the first season. However, I am obviously now a little bit worried with that abysmal transfer budget, how much I'm going to really be able to do going into next season. So I think we're going to have to look at the loans and the free transfers. But in the next episode, guys, I will be back sometime in pre-season. I'll let you know if I've made any signings. I'll let you know, obviously, my plans for the next season, where I think we're going to be, if I think we're going to have any chance of even staying up, never mind anything else. But guys, I do hope you enjoyed the first season of South Coast Supremacy. Obviously, we got our aim of getting promoted. And if you do like the series and you are looking forward to series 2, well, if you do like the series and you are looking forward to season 2 in the championship, feel free to subscribe to the channel, like the episode. It helps me out massively. I really do appreciate it. And leave any comments down in the box below. Let me know who you sign, any ideas who you think I should sign, whether you think the budget's too low, too high, whether I'm just being greedy and you think you could probably do a bit better with the budget. Let me know what your thoughts are, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in to the first season of South Coast Supremacy, and I'll see you guys sometime in pre-season of season 2.